And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I'm your host, RPG Guy, and let's go ahead and start looking at some of these parts here. So we don't need this cap anymore. The oil filter, that's easy buy. Intake manifold, 320, that's not too expensive. Throttle. Coils cover. We don't know how bad it is under there, but it's enough to get us started. Radiator fan. And there are two rear drive axles that we saw in the back. We'll do those last. Alright, let's start dissecting this car. And really looking to see how bad it looks. Hopefully we don't have much more to spend. We do have to buy some caps and some other pieces, but I'm not going to worry about that yet till we're kind of deeper in the car here. You got to buy like 4 spark plugs and 3 ignition coils. I think we bought one of those. Okay, let's get deeper here. Okay, we know that this is bad. Four spark plugs and 3 of those other thingies. So let's do this. Spark plug. So it's 4 of these. We gotta disassemble this. And then we're gonna do the rest of the work over here because it looks like there's stuff over here that might need to be repaired before we take more and more of the car apart. Because we know there's nothing, in a sense, we know there's nothing wrong with the the piston and conrod area. There shouldn't be. Nothing registered on our diagnostics. There's no reason for us to be dicking around that deep in the engine. And we do need to change the oil, which means we'll check the oil pan while we're down there. Figure we do this part first. We can't dig any deeper here. So now we gotta come over here. I already ordered a new one of those. There's something we gotta fix. Hold on, let's put it back so we can easily get to it. Okay, I don't see much else, but we don't know. Let's take a look at what's here. Okay, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts we don't know about. One of them doesn't look like the oil pan, so let's keep going deeper. Now, I believe... Wait a minute, hold on 1 second. Were the 2 axles on there? They were not, so 2 of those are axles, so we know there's 3 things left. We may as well go all the way to the timing belt just to make sure there's nothing else going on. It looks okay. Let's check over here, because it could be these things that hold the cam gear on. There's 3 things still wrong with the car. We don't know what it is. Now, it could just be something in the suspension, too. I didn't look at it that closely. No, that looks pristine. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to lift the car up. Though the oil thing was actually not on there. Okay, so there's actually only one more thing, I guess? Because we know 2 of them are the back, those things in the back, for the car. What could it be? Tie rods look okay, the shocks look fine. Brake system there looks good. We need to change the oil anyway, so let's go ahead and remove the oil from the car. What I might do is I might look under the car anyway. Open the oil pan and take a look, but I don't know if we're going to find anything. There's something wrong with this. Let's do these really quick. The only reason being is there might be something along with these pieces that need to be fixed as well. There's like a thing that goes in them. No. Darn, I was hoping for something. Oh, wait a minute. There is a piece in there. I bet you both of these are bad on each side. Yeah, wheel hub bearing. Just buy... I don't know if I bought that yet or not. Let's buy one of these. Let's put this back together. And if there's only one thing left that we don't know about, then we've solved it. No, there's 2 things. So it's probably the same thing on the other side. We'll find out. And we don't want to burn a lot of money because we don't have a lot of money to burn diagnosing and buying random parts. So that's why I didn't buy multiple here. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Is it that piece? Yes, it is. So we figured it out. So the piece is hiding in the very back of the car. Thinking we wouldn't look there. Bastards thought wrong. Okay. Good. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. And then from here, I guess we're just at the reassembly point. Start with the front of the car. Okay, we did not buy the replacement. I knew we didn't buy it. That's okay. I doubt we're going to get that much money for this car, too. Now, I'm sitting here going, well, we'll have $5,000 to buy the body repair kit. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't think so. I mean, it's nice projective thinking, but I doubt we will. But we'll have to see, because there's a lot of... We spent at least $3,000 to $4,000 in freaking car parts. So who knows? And I know we burned about another $1,000 on buying parts we didn't need for the body of the car, but oh well. I'm not that worried about it. The whole point is getting the car functional again. You shouldn't really go all out when we don't have the money to really do it. I mean, I'm just excited to get to that point, because I want to say in the original, not the original, but the last Car Mechanic Simulator, it was quite a while before you could repair the frames of cars and stuff, because you didn't get access to the blowtorch till like much higher level. Theoretically, now you can get to it as a lot sooner because they made it a more money oriented thing than they did anything else. Alright, let's see what else we gotta do. I think we gotta do some fluid stuff, and then we're good to go. There is a bad ignition coil somehow. Alright, hold on. We'll highlight which one it is and just figure it out. Is that the only thing that's wrong? Throttle. Oh, I didn't put the throttle back on, but okay, and then there's a spark plug that's not going to fly. So let's highlight that ignition coil and that spark plug and figure out what the hell's wrong. Oh, it's all in the same unit. Okay. You know what we could just also do to expedite this? Just buy new ones. I know that sounds tacky, but I just don't feel like dealing with it. What are we talking about? 80 credits here? Not worried about 80 credits. Worried about getting the car done. So there we go. That solved that, and then we just got to kind of build the rest of the car. And then we got to figure out what else we got to do. Ooh, that's a rough one. But it's a story one, and they're supposed to be that way. But I guess the only things we really did that were new were what? What was new that we had to deal with, that we hadn't had to deal with when working on these cars? I guess the rear shaft thingy. I'm trying to think of what else. The framework of the car. There's so much framework. You know, there's a throttle. Oh no, it's all there. Okay, did that. Brake coolant power and refill washer fluid. Okay. We only got to refill this one, so let's refill this. Drain this. Drain this. Drain that. Can't see where. It's not helping me. Okay, just fill it. Done, 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 done. 22,000, nice. Fuel rails missing. Oops. That would be hiding in there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby, yeah. So now we have enough for at least one upgrade. So we're going to go for the body repair. Just so we have it. Now these ones, though cheaper, adds an engine to a crane on your garage, allows removing, swapping, and building whole engines. Restoring damaged brake discs. So that's interesting. These are kind of interesting. Adds a workbench to your garage, allows fixing mechanical parts. Renovator upgrade required. We have that. So let's buy some of these. Let's buy that, because it's cheap. Body panels. Let's do that. Anything that makes it easier for us to not have to buy stuff, that would be nice. And that's just that's useful for good things. Just it makes it easier by the warehouse. Allows us to pull the engine all the way out. So we've got all the tools. That's important. If you want to get shit done, you gotta have the tools. We can't afford anything else, so we're gonna wait on the others. But we should have ooh, nice. Oh. So here's an engine stand. Brake. I don't have any necessary parts, so we don't know how to do any of that yet. This is our warehouse, I'm assuming. So we can put these cases in there and get them out of our inventory once and for all, so to speak. The repair table. We don't have the necessary parts. Whatever. Don't have the necessary parts. Okay, so I don't know. We may not be skilled enough is probably what it comes down to. So let's go ahead and sell this smorgasbord of parts for now. For a whopping 98 bucks. Yeah, we probably don't have the skill to repair all of that. Now here's the body welder. And here's the thing to get the engine out of a car. So that's cool. It's all there and accounted for. Now, I don't believe we can do another story car yet. Yes, we can. So let's do this. Let's put this back outside. Let's call it in and see what they want us to do. Oh, wait a minute, what the hell? Because, yeah, reasons. We have 10 grand, so we might be able to... Hey, hi, so, yeah, I borrowed the car from my dad. He kind of doesn't know about it because he's on a business trip, and you see, it happened when I was driving home there at night, and something jumped out in front of the car. I was driving very slowly. I really was. I didn't manage to brake, and you can see the results of that in front of you. The car was thrown around a bit, but it cannot be that bad, can it? Please do what you have to do to cover up the tracks. My father will hate me if he realizes that I messed around with his gem. It's his beloved car. Please make it quick. Repair or replace body parts, change oil, spray to the factory color. Other tests. Well, we can't spray because we don't have the means to do that. Which is again where I think the game kind of like goes, ha. Now that upgrade is 10 grand. So we need more money. You know, let's bring the car in anyway. We don't have to commit ourselves to it yet. Let's get it in there and do what we can do with it and then figure the rest out. Let's move it to the car wash. Let's see here. What I don't understand is the way it looks. Okay, let's take a look really quick here. Okay. So there's no real... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there is. Repairing the body parts probably will come first. There's not much here. Change oil's easy. Spray it to the factory color. Other tests. Refill windshield fluid, coolant fluid, old and new. Okay. Let's take a look at what's actually wrong with this car, though, because this is not as easy as it sounds. So the filters, fuel-based stuff is good. We could work on the mechanical part of it. We can work on the body as well. Do all of them what they're asking us to do until we can't really do anymore. Okay, that's good. Gotta be something wrong because it's not in the green. Well, no, maybe not. But we are getting XP, I noticed, for running tests, so that's good. Oh yeah, it's giving us a point for every part that it's scanning. Shit, we'll scan the tires then too. That's 4 points XP right there. We're just doing little to nothing here. We ran all the tests, nothing came up. The only thing we can test now is the suspension and things like it. Ah, one of the tires is bad, okay. But it looks like the engine itself is pretty pristine, so we're not going to have to deal with engine work. So that's good. What do we got to deal with? Headlight B, bumper B. Both fenders and the front bumpers. So we need to figure out what is this. FMW Panther Mark 1. Panther Mark 1. Headlight rear bumper. Both bumpers, right headlight, and both fenders. So fender 1, fender 2, both bumpers. Where's the other bumper? I think it was the right headlight. Yeah. Looks like it's all the stuff that's not part of the car. Rear bumper B. Right headlight B. Bumper B. Fuck. Oh. It's gotta be front bumper B, rear bumper B, right headlight B. That's what's wrong. I was gonna say, I thought we did it. No, I just put the same thing back on, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay, hold on. B. Okay. A lot of parts to look at here, but it's nothing majorly mechanical. It's got to be all in the suspension in the car. So we're gonna do the fluids right now here. What does he want? Refill windshield washer fluid, change coolant, change oil. Okay, so let's do these two while we're here. We'll go ahead and remove what's in them. Oh, no. The only thing we're not going to be able to do is spray it the factory color, but we'll figure that part out when we get there. Be a couple grand short, I think, of doing it. And then if we work on a few cars, we'll have the 10 grand. We'll probably want to get to 12 grand. And then, or even 13 grand total, and make sure that by that point we can do it. Oh shit, biscuits. Yeah, that tire and that rim is jacked. The fuck up. Okay, do the oil real quick. I want to lift it up so we can look at the we gotta do down here now. How bad is it that we're talking? Oh, new filter here. Well, actually looks okay. Leave that alone. This is the wheel in question here. Ooh yeah. It's all jacked up back here. Bushings actually look okay. Yeah. Just throw it in there. That off. All the way down to the knuckle, man. That's rough. Oh, well, we found everything. Kinda. So, that's done. Okay, so tire shop, race tire, 235, 35, 18. 235, 35, 18. So 235, 235, 35, 18. So it's 18 in rims. May as well just go right to it. We'll unassemble the old one anyway so we can sell it right away. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Nice. That's about 2 of those on accident. That's okay. Alright, mechanically, we should be good. Good, good, good. We've not sprayed with the factory paint, so all that's left is spraying with the factory paint. Which is easier said than done. Does this cost anything to use? $500, that's fine. Neat little effect. Didn't really do much to overall help the look of the car. Okay. So all that we can do now is spray it the factory color. Well, oh man, I'm way off. Paint shop level 1 is 1,500 credits. Oh my god. We're nowhere near that. So, well, that car's pretty much ready. That's a good thing, right? I think what we'll do is we'll move it to the gas station, or we'll move it to the car wash for now. Ultimately, what else can we do? I mean, right now it's just taking up space, and it's preventing us from calling in new cars, so just leave it over there until we've not just leveled up further, but have more money to burn, because we just don't have it. And it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal thing. It's just something that's like we're 10 grand short of even affording the finish. But once we get to that finishing line, that'll be great. But oof, cart is loud, exhaust manifold, strange noises coming from the engine, from engine bay. So what is good though is, well, number one, this is a lot of work, so we'll come back to this. Let's look at this one. Sloppy steering, loud exhaust. That's fine. Inner tie rod and sway bar. Here. So, not a big deal. What we can do is actually sell a lot of the parts that we took off of the car and see what... We're not going to get a lot of money. We're probably going to get like $300-400 for it, maybe, at best. But at least we can say we got it. Looks like this is it, really. Could be a manifold, though I can't see up on top. So don't need that or that. I think our next investment, though, has to be screws. It takes too much work to remove screws off of these cars. The mountings doesn't even seem to be much of an issue. I mean, it's still an issue, but it's mild. $230 ain't gonna be doing us much favors here. So, sell parts. 500, yeah. Okay. What do we got? Here's a lot of work that looks like it might need to get done. Let's get this bulk cargo out here. I have a spot for one more car. And I figure the more work that's got to be done, right, the more money we'll get. Repair all engine faults. It's all here. Valve push rod. So that's okay. So here's a good thing is that it doesn't. No, piston rings. It goes all the way to the engine. And exhaust. Partner discovered. Okay, so this one's got to be a lot of work, but they gave us a parts list, so probably not going to get as much because of the sentiment that goes with we don't know, like, we have to diagnose it. If we don't have to diagnose it, I'm sure it's not as much money. So I am getting to a point in the game where, guys, I think we're so short so much money that we're kind of left to our own devices with what needs to be done. What clearly needs to be done is massive amounts of repair work. We need to get to the coveted $17,000, and that's going to take quite a while. We'll work on as many jobs as we can to achieve this goal, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot of boring work. Because of this might be one of the few times I might say that I'm going to do this side work stuff on the side. You don't need to see me do this. Maybe I'll keep track of how many cars I had to fix to get here, to get to where we can afford it, or see if there's something that comes up along the way, maybe that will kind of help us figure out the pricing on a lot of this. But there's a lot that needs to be done. And we don't even know how much we still have yet to do. Oh god, piston stuff. Very, very much so. OBD2 scanner. Bad Ignition Coil, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what they expect us. But we just leveled. Let's go deal with that pretty much now. So, strange noise from engine bay, and we never figured it out. Great. I do see some stuff down here that's bad. It could be the timing as well. But since it wasn't like cam gears or anything like that, chances are we really don't know what it is. We just don't. So what I would say, since we know it's not electrical and heavy mechanical deep in the engine, I guess the only other thing it could be is timing stuff. Though, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, we got that part. Clearly that's no good. I don't think this belt's any good anymore. Yeah, okay, here we go. We're starting to find the bad stuff here. So I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be behind the timing belt plate here. You did say cam shaft was bad too, so yeah, there's a bad cam gear. Probably. There's definitely a bad one, so let's say there's 2 of these. Belt looks okay. Actually, that one's probably fine. It was fine, so we only need 1. That's here. Okay. We know there's a bad camshaft. Everything else that was down here is fine. So what we need to do is order that, and only 1 of these for now. Okay. These 2 things look fine, so we're going to put this one back on. That camshaft is clearly broken. Now we got to get to the camshafts. We're going to start on this side, though, first. And the reason being that I want to start on this side is I want to see for myself if any of the pieces holding the camshaft together up here is bad. Because that might be an easy fix. If not, it's on the other side. And from there, I don't know where we're going to check. I have a feeling that steering rack doesn't look right. Could also be something in the gearbox. This all looks fine. Okay, let's put it back together. Again, we're not getting a lot of info here. Let's see, we can take this off. One above it looks fine. The only other thing else I can think of is in the gear, but my concern could be stuff underneath the car. Okay, while we have this much of the car taken apart, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the crankshaft and crankshaft bearing caps and the rod caps underneath and see if it's a lot of bull crap under there, because we've done a lot already with this car and we're not getting much closer to a solution. Right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts we don't know about. And because of that, it really is making this awkward. That doesn't look... It looks like it's old enough, but I don't think that it is. And it's not part of the engine either. It's a different part of the car. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I see... It looks like one bad bearing cap. One. That one's okay. Well, these look okay. I don't really seem to have a way to examine it, do we? Let's leave it open for a minute. How many parts are left here? Still 3. Okay. I don't want to take all that apart until I know for sure. Let's check the gearbox. I doubt it's anything in the gearbox, to be honest with you guys, but I'd rather... We got the car off the ground. Let's take a look at it. It's probably those rod caps, and they just don't show an auto wear and tear history. But it's going to bug me all to hell if I dig through this car not finding anything and freaking find out it's that. I don't know. These don't look that good. This does not look good. So maybe this is it. This could be at least be part number 2. It is. Okay, so we've established that. That makes me question this. There's no way to test it, though. Unless we take it off the car. So let's try to get to it. It looked, I guess, I don't know why it would say that, but you don't know until you pull it all apart and then bitch about what's wrong with it, I guess. But I don't know why I did that, but I did. We're still short a few parts, so there's got to be something else going on that we're not quite sure of. Which, if we're still not sure of, we've got to take out all the piston and con rods. Inner tie rod? Okay. 2 parts. And there's one other part. What could it be? One part. Maybe electrical that didn't register? 49%. It's not exhaust. Driving me nuts. Air filter. Let's check these caps here. I'm running out of ideas. Let me check something here. 47 is the repair level. Okay. So it's not one of the caps that we know of. $49. So these are all good. So let's start putting this back together. Let's put the gearbox back together. Everything, the piston, everything else is testing out okay. So whatever is causing the engine rattling is not... I think I see it. I think it's an electrical part over on the side there. We'll check the filters. We'll check the radiator. The radiator fans are fine. This looks that thing that has an expensive part to it looks relatively beat up. So I'm wondering if that's the culprit. But I believe we're gonna have to access it from the bay, from the main bay thing here. Let's start putting some of this back together. Number one, we're running out of time, which I hate going over, but these cars are becoming more and more complicated. And I think what's going to happen, guys, is I'm going to have to work on some cars separately here, depending on how much money we get from this job. But I don't foresee it being huge head-over-heel amounts. Which means we've got a lot of work before we can finish the storyline car. Okay, that's good. You know, it could also be a shock, but it wouldn't, I don't know. I think it would say there's something wrong with the suspension before they blame it on something else. Alright, let's go ahead and that says 52. Gosh, I don't know. Goodness, god darn it, don't know what it could be. I guess we now just have to disassemble what's left of the car until we find it. Because there's just no telling, it could be anything. And we're not going to know until we take the car apart. And it has to be lower than 47. I think I see a part underneath here that might be the culprit. So we might look out here. I see a pretty nasty part. Well, that's part of the engine block. Okay, never mind. One freaking part. What the hell could it be? Right? It's always something. These two parts look great. I don't want to take the water pump off, and well, because I'd have to drain the thingy. You know what? You know what? Before we do any more of this, let's check the filters. Could also be that. Speed up enough. Oh, wait a minute. I think we found the culprit. Air filter case. It's pretty jacked up here. Yeah, we found the culprit. Okay. Okay, let's put this back together. Let's just start putting the car all the way back together, because that should be everything. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. Let's level up real quick, because we kind of need to. We were going to buy into increased screwing. It's funny how they let us skip around like that. There we go. Oh, I didn't put the gearbox back together. That's fine. We'll do that last. At least we figured it out. Pretty sure we bought that. There we go. Really quick. I'll rotate these because the new one should really be here. Okay, and all that's left is that. So we gotta get above it. Oh, let's put the oil in too. So we don't feel like idiots when it says, you didn't put any in on the oil. We'll see how much money we get for this job. Probably we'll be lucky to get 1,000, I think. I don't know if we're getting a lot of money for these harder jobs or not. It's hard to say. 28, 25 actually. That's pretty good. No starter, of course. Back in the day, you used to have to put the car down. Luckily, they got freaking fixed that because that was annoying as shit. There we go. And look at that. That's the kind of money we're hoping to get from some of these cars. For the amount of work they're making us do to fucking do them. I have, that means we'll just get to our goal faster because we have these cars that are paying better. So yay for that. But we still got a lot of work cut out. But what I'm going to say here, guys, is I'm going to work my way up to the coveted amount of money that we need, which is about 16 to 18,000 credits before we could buy that paint job. And we're just going to keep working on cars. Again, there's not much to really show or say, and I'm running out of things to really talk about to the point where I'm willing to risk talking mildly about politics. Oh no. Oh no. This is a big job because we got to replace that engine block. Oh god. Yeah, so this is one hell of a project that we've gotten ourselves into. And but it looks like because of jobs like this, we're going to have a lot of work, a lot of money coming in once we do these really hard jobs. So I'd rather do few jobs that pay well than a bunch of jobs that don't. So you really want to break it down systematically, that would be the way I would look at it. But with that said, this is a great place for us to stop. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ActarStudios for more live gaming action. When we come back, we're going to have the money to do the big repair. We're going to have all of it. And we're going to have enough extra that we will be able to kind of make sure that we can finish that car in its entirety. Because we need to ensure that we're not overpaying or overbuying or anything like that. Not overbuying, but we want to make sure that we don't have to work on extra cars just to kind of make ends meet and pay for whatever we couldn't finish. So that's a big thing I want to make sure that we get knocked out going forward. That way there's no question as to what not having enough money to finish that really expansive job. So, anywho, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.